Hello everyone, I'm Mistletoe and I hate to inform you of this, but I am now flying high in the sky with our beloved ratty Mr. Honeybun and all of our other angel friends. Mama is very sad, but I don't want her to be sad, or anyone else for that matter, because I lived quite the life. I literally ran on my wheel every single day. Okay, maybe not my very last day, but literally every other day. I had a special wheel. It's truly quiet. Not that we ever cared if it weren't. But when Mama was in the hallway, she could often hear me running on my wheel because sometimes I'd go so fast, I'd end up pushing my wheel towards the glass wall of my home and it would make a noise. Mama always loved hearing me having fun. Anyway, I'm reliving all of my favorite adventures now, and even though I never got much attention on social media, I very much enjoyed sharing my adventures with everyone who did pay attention. In this adventure of mine, I've included not only my favorite adventures, but also the adventures I received the most views for. My first Valentine's Day was a blast. I was treated like a queen and got to search for several yummy treats. I got special fancy treats too. Mama sure did always spend way more money than she could afford on us, especially for special occasions, but she always says it's worth it. I will forever be grateful for everything. Mama made every day feel like Valentine's Day because there was never a day she didn't show us much love. She always showed us bunches of love, and she always told us how much she loved us all. In fact, every night, Mama would wish us all good night as a group, and then give each of us a more personalized special message. She always had a lot to say too. I was always shown much respect too. Mama never tried to change me. She always respected my wishes. In exchange, I always did my best to show off my adorable self whenever I'd have an adventure because I knew how much it made Mama's day. She treated me like gold. I'm very grateful that Mama never pushed the handling me issue too much. I just never really enjoyed being handled. I could tolerate it if absolutely necessary, but I always knew if it were necessary, and Mama always respected me, so she never forced anything. Mama loves kissing us all. Unfortunately though, Mama never got to kiss me while I was physically here. But before she said see you soon, she made sure I finally got some kisses. I got to have the most rad hamsterific first birthday party. I was happy to have my dwarf hammy friends to share it with too, and giving my guinea friends and my ratty friend Mr. Honeybun special treats for my birthday felt really nice because they enjoyed it so very much, which truly made my special day extra special. I couldn't believe all the hamsterific stuff I got to enjoy for my first birthday. I definitely had a lot of fun, and Mama and I were both so glad that I had decided to come out that night so that I was able to party it up. Oh yeah, my cake was about the tastiest treat I had ever had. There are a lot of things I only got to experience once, but I got to have all my firsts, which I'll never forget. I might not have been able to experience some things for a second time around, but that's okay because I am reliving it all now, from the big clouds in the sky and over the beautiful rainbows. Oh, my Hamster Island adventure was one of my top favorites, and also one I received a bit more views on. Of course, if you look at any of my view counts, you'll probably think it's basically nothing because in the social media world it basically is nothing. But to me and my family, even just one view means a lot. I always appreciated any attention I got. And you know, I was never what you would call a cuddly hamster, since I didn't like to be handled any more than truly necessary. But I always appreciated the unique ways Mama would find to give me the attention I deserved without having to handle me. Even though I didn't like to be handled much, I always got plenty of attention and lots of love. I definitely was blessed to have scored myself such a possum family. I know there are a lot of hamsters out there who probably receive much more than I ever did, as that's just how the world works. There will always be someone who has more than you. But I am just grateful for all the stuff I had and all the fun times I was blessed with sharing with my family. There are plenty of hamsters out there who sadly never even receive adequate care, let alone have tons of extras, as I was blessed with. So, I definitely appreciate the fact that I was always able to have such hamsterific adventures. I'm sure you're wondering why I suddenly left the physical world. Well, to put it simply, It was just my time. I wish I could have stuck around so much longer, and Mama, of course, wishes I could have at the very least enjoyed another summer with everyone, especially because she has so many hamsterific adventures planned for the summer. But unfortunately, it was just time for me to go. In case you weren't aware, Santa Claus brought me to my family, so after I ride the rainbows a bunch of times, I'll be going back to the North Pole to help Santa bring more dreams come true to many more families. I might not have been able to spend much more than a year and a half with my possum family, but I was just about 2 years old, and so life just kind of caught up with me, I suppose. I didn't have any problems, but one day I just woke up and went back to sleep, I guess you could say. I would have really enjoyed another summer full of beach and Barbie adventures though. So, it's too bad I can't make new memories with my family, but I'll forever get to relive the memories we did share, and that is fine with me. I'm just grateful that I didn't suffer at all. Mama got to see me every day, and even if I didn't want to come out of my house, we still got to spend time together every day, and even on my last day, I made sure Mama got to see me. Foraging was always one of my most favorite activities, and I spent every day of my life enjoying as much food and treats a hamster could ever want. Mama always hooked me up with yummy yum-yums. Hamsters can't get wet. You should never ever get your hamster wet, and not for the same reasons gremlins shouldn't get wet, but definitely a rule just as important to follow. Even so, Mama always found unique ways for us hammies to be able to enjoy such activities. So, even though hamsters cannot go swimming, Mama found unique ways for us hammies to enjoy such fun activities. Of course, we couldn't use water, but we had just as much fun, if not more. My giant beach ball was a lot of fun, and any beach adventure I had was super fun. I look forward to watching over my dwarf hammy friends this summer and getting to witness them enjoying their first ever summer adventures. I'm sure they will both have a hamsterific good summer filled with tons of beach fun and much more. Now, my super adventures were a huge favorite of mine. This one here was one of my first ever super adventures. I'll never forget when Mama set up our very first super adventure. I rushed right out of my home so that I could check things out and have an exciting adventure. My pal Lucy and I have been reunited now. She was waiting for me at the Rainbow Bridge. But anyway, I'll always cherish sharing my first super adventures with her. Lucy and I got to go on our first super adventures together, and we both were completely amazed by how much more fun we had on our super adventures. I really felt like I was in a Super Mario video game. Every hamster needs to have themselves a super adventure. It's just so much fun. Definitely one of the most hamsterific setups I've ever experienced. I think I'll probably relive this super adventure the most because I just enjoyed it so much. It's one I consider to be extra special. I hope my dwarf hammy friends Mr. Super Hamster and Superstar continue to go on their super adventures. I hope I get to watch over them as they enjoy many more super adventures. And I hope Mama can still find ways to make each super adventure a little bit different than the last. It's a me, Super Mistletoe. I'm so lucky. I consider myself to be one of the most luckiest hammies ever. I had so many hamsterific adventures, so much fun, more good times than I ever dreamed possible. To be blunt, it really stinks that I won't be having any new physical adventures with my family, but I will most definitely be there with them in spirit for each and every new adventure they have as they all carry on. Hamster glamping. Oh my hamster god. Hamster glamping totally rocks. If you want to show your love and support for me, and if you have a hamster, I ask that you give your hamster or hamsters a hamsterific glamping adventure. I totally can't wait for my dwarf hammy friends, Mr. Hamster and Star, to go on their very first hamster glamping adventures. They will have a ton of fun. I enjoyed hamster glamping so much, and how I haven't seen hamster glamping as like a huge trend is beyond me, because it is just the best. I had like the most rad time hamster glamping, so much so that I just want to say hamster glamping over and over again, because even just saying hamster glamping is a lot of fun to me. So do me a solid and give a hamster a hamsterific glamping adventure today. Back to my first Valentine's Day for a second here. I just wanted to relive this adventure again because I think Mama did such a beautiful job trying to show how much our family loves hamsters, and I don't mean to sound conceited, but the way she set everything up and put everything together just makes me look so gorgeous. Like, look at me, I'm one stunning hamster. Plus, Mama had some really nice things to say about me. Totally hamsterific. I got to enjoy everything I ever dreamed of while with my family, although I would have loved to have had much more time with them. But other than that, I literally got to enjoy all of my dreams in real life. I do hope that my family finds another Syrian hamster to help out, care for, and love, but I don't think Mama is going to be able to bring herself to find another Syrian hamster anytime soon. I left several days ago now and Mama has only emptied my sand bath and food dish, and I'll be surprised if she finishes cleaning out my house within the week. Mama really loved this adventure. I saw in her eyes how much love she has for me while I was looking at her through my kissy booth window. I know it's very hard for her with me not physically being there, especially because I left so close to Mr. Honeybun, and it's of course always extremely difficult for anyone to lose a loved one. I do hope though, that Mama will be able to open her heart to another hamster and to look at them with her loving eyes just as she did with me here. I know all of Mama's furry friends mean the whole world to her. We're her family. We have all inspired her and taught her many things, each one of us, in different ways. We're all so very special to her and she always makes sure to show us that. I know I always felt like the most special hammy in the world. I hope that everyone watching who has hammies or any other animals in their lives will do something special for them to show them just how special they truly are. Because every animal is special and deserves to know it and to feel it. I'm really glad I was able to go back to Bowser's castle as I had been wanting to do. I had a lot of fun. This was my final adventure, but I'm glad this was what I got to do for my final adventure. I had so much fun. I found a treat on the upper level, and as you can see, even in my final days, I was exercising my hamster power as I had attempted to climb up to get it. Had Mama allowed me to keep trying, I would have gotten up there. Mama even helped me by moving the treat to an easier to reach spot, which is what she was planning to do anyway. But I still tried to climb up to the upper level just so I could show Mama that I could have gotten it. And I would have gotten up, but Mama kept stopping me as she is always super nervous about such stuff. Reliving my triumph. Thank you for all of my wonderful adventures.
When I know I'll see you again, but for the smile you gave me when you glanced my way is still on my mind these days. And as time goes by, knowing the reason why